Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Loosely interpreted, it means that I pay homage to my protector, creator, destroyer, and anybody that I learned from. Pranam. That being said, who are the people I am saying pranam to? My parents, who have learned and grown to be who I am. My siblings in the middle, right there. My brother and my sister. And of course, my immediate family, my husband, and my wonderful kids, both into college now. They have given me the respect that I call my mom. And through mom, what I mean is all the kids that I serve. I'm an educator, and these are all the kids that I serve. I would also like to thank all the organizations, but I'm here to talk about my story. So Dr. Tyron Hayes says, your life is a story, live it well, tell it well. So I'll tell you my story today. So coming from Assam, northeastern part of India, I grew up in a joint family. My parents, my uncles, my grandparents, always learning, always absorbing, but also I was an extremely shy kid. I would please everybody. I would make sure that people loved me because I did not have that self-confidence to speak up for what I was and who I wanted to be. As time went on, I always wanted to figure out that, oh, maybe the community has all doctors and engineers. So I made up my mind that, oh, when I graduate 12th grade, I will do the same thing. I will be a doctor because girls become doctors, boys become engineers. Little did I know that one day, just before my entrance examination to medicine, I decided, no, not for me. What that created in the society where my parents are was a disaster. I was ordained the black sheep of the community. I was dumb. I had no idea what I was doing because I was just a bachelor's student doing zoology. And my mother was questioned. Oh, you're an engineer? Why is your daughter not a medical doctor or an engineer? Oh, maybe because you don't have time to look after your daughter. That's why she is doing that. Really? I stick to my guns, however. Once I make a decision, I stick to it. Whether it's wrong, right, I don't care. I live up to it. Fast forward a few years, when I looked back, I realized I have failed my parents. I had put my parents in a situation where they were ridiculed by society. But when I became a parent in Arizona, here, I realized what I had done to my parents. So I wanted to give it back to them. So what? I'm not a medical doctor. I can definitely become a PhD, right? Yes. 2014, joined a PhD program at ASU. 1.5 months into it, my professor said, hey, I'm leaving for Germany. You guys want to come with me? I have my kids. I have my husband here. I can't leave. So I failed twice. I remember the day that I went into the portal and changed my PhD to a master's degree. I was crying because I felt I failed my parents twice. And they'll never be proud of me. Guess what I did? I landed up in the high school because that was something that my friend said, Rachna, do you want to come and teach the high school? First time I said, no, I don't want to be a teacher. I want to be a professor. I want to have a lab. I want a lot of research. And then she calls back again a month and said, there's a second one available. Are you sure you don't want to come? I'm like, yeah, what? I joined that 18th January 2017. My life changes forever. Guess what? In my spam folder, I was going through my emails. It was from Levelson MIT. It was a $10,000 grant opportunity for a real world problem innovation solution, and they'll bring you to MIT, train you. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm a biology teacher. That's my entomology degree. I said, what? Guess what? Life is challenge. I've failed so many times. Doesn't matter. I'll fail again, but I will try. So I gathered around 3 kids. And after those kids, working with them thousands and thousands of times, we ended up going to MIT. Okay? I get trained by MIT experts, and that becomes my life story. My parents had an innate capacity to put ourselves in very, very compromised situations. They did it deliberately, by the way. So because of that, I did not learn. I know what I didn't learn. I did not learn singing. I did not learn art. I did not learn music. I did not learn any kind of musical instruments. I did not like karate. What I learned is dance. They threw everything at us so that we would learn what we are not good at, so that we know what we are good at. My brother was in a similar situation. So he came up and he was put in an extempore speech competition. If you guys have done any extempore speech, you'll understand you just pick a paper and whatever is the topic, you just randomly speak about it, right? So he picks his paper up, reads it, and he says one word, rhino. Pauses, because he doesn't know anything about rhino, okay? Rhino. And then he says, the next word that comes out of his mouth is, rhino has 3 thorns. Guess what we do? Right? We don't know that person who's saying rhino has 3 thorns. Guess what he does now? He's an analyst for Meta. The fact that he was able to stand up there, ridicule himself along with his family, he was brave enough. That's what it took. That's what we need to see in our students, in our kids, in ourselves. But the real problem now, as an educator, this is what I see. This is a survey that was taken by the journal by second year and 4-year college professors, asking them to rate how the students who are graduating out of high school do when they are talking about critical research, conducting research, critical thinking, comprehension. And if you look at those blue dots that circled it, it's 4%, 6%. But do you guys know in the US, last year, what was the graduation rate of high school students from all 50 states on average? If 89% of high school students are graduating out, and that is what they are doing, how are you making them ready for college, right? Curiosity. You have to have your kids do what they like, not what we like as parents. If you don't give them that piece of advice that, okay, it's okay to fail. And if you guys don't know what ISO 26000 is, it is something about our social response. You have a social responsibility to give back to people, to the next generation. My giving back, my ISO 26000 is a program that I developed in my platform, in my school, and it's called Dream, Research, Innovate, Problem or Project-Based Learning. It's a process that I believe in. Dream is let the kid be curious. Let the kid be a kid. Let her dream. But that's not enough, though. You have to take action. That is the research part. Do you just do background research? No. Background research is only going to tell you what exists out there. If you want your success, if you want your kid to be successful, you need to be smart. You need to think and do pattern searches as well, because you want that kid to know what's out there, so that a kid can innovate. DRI, right? But of course, in a set platform, and a platform either could be problem-based learning or project-based learning. The pictures you see here is my 10 years of students who have graduated out and again have even graduated medical school. First one, 2017. They have done projects. Most of these projects already have patents, if not patent pendings, where we have 16 patent pendings, and they have presented in front of chambers of commerce, in front of conferences, and all of these projects, as a matter of fact, has been done in their own classroom. Through the process, my students have been successful in many, many projects. These are just an absolute few. If you don't know what ISEF is, it's International Science and Engineering Fair. Students compete in high school levels, students compete at junior levels as well with Thermo Fishers. Just some projects. They range anywhere from animal sciences to translational medicine. Not in the lab, in a high school lab, in their own garage, in their own home. They've written international best-selling books. Not everything is about STEAM and STEM and STEM-M, whatever the acronyms are nowadays, right? It talks about what your passion is, how do you bring it out? These students have written grants. They have gotten a total scholarships of around $16.8 million because it reflects if you start young and you know how to curiously think and ask and problem solve, you'll definitely do well. Competitions that students are part of, many, many, many competitions they deal because they have learned how to be curious, they know how to apply, they don't take help of anybody else. They do podcasts, they unmute themselves, publish their research. Seventh grader publishing their research, eighth grader publishing their research, backed by organizations like M. Do you think if today all of us promise ourselves that whatever we are afraid of, it doesn't matter, we will do it, we will cross that line, we will help every single one that we can, kids, adults, doesn't matter, to change our perspectives that failure is not the end game? Do you think the statistics are going to change? Yes? So during all of this journey where I started with failing and failing and failing, landing up in a place where I didn't want to be, understanding what these kids could be doing, I ended up becoming the person that I was looking for when I was a kid. Thank you.